No questions? Is that okay?
Ask away.
If you had to do it all over again, would you make it work with Lucky? Or would you have let go of it sooner?
As much as I care about Lucky, I should have never remarried him.
Why did you?
He checked himself into rehab. He got clean so he can get his family back. I wanted to support him. And I wanted our family and our love to come back too. But I remarried him even though my feelings had changed. And if I'd been honest from the start, I could have saved us both a lot of pain.
Do you think a clean break is best?
I can't speak for anyone else. I wasn't in love with Lucky. You can't say that about Robin. And until you can, I don't think you'll ever be able to make a clean break.
Can you tell me when Mr. Westmore's labs are back, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sure Patrick just saved you an earful of my plans to have a baby, but don't worry, Lucky won't be making a contribution. He turned me down. Go ahead, say it. I mean, I asked the man who is technically still your husband to be the father of my child. You have every right to tell me how you feel about that. And believe me, it can't be any worse than what Carly said when I asked Jax.
You asked Jax?
And Leo. But I'm 0 for 3 for potential fathers. Patrick will be happy to hear that. I know how that must sound. It's really not that way. See, I made a list of men, mainly friends, who had qualities that I would like to pass on to a child.
And you don't have to explain.
It seems like that's all I've been doing lately. Keep having to defend why I want to have a child and raise it on my own.
Okay, not that my opinion matters, but if you want to have a baby, I think you should.
Thank you.
One word of advice. Use a sperm bank, not a friend.
Why?
Even with the best of intentions, I seriously doubt any guy on your list will be able to walk away from his own child once it's born. You want to break up with me when we're technically not together.
All I want is for you to be happy. There's not a chance of that happening with your family, your friends, and everyone else constantly coming down on you for being with me.
Since when do you care what people think?
I'm sorry, okay? I just don't want to set myself up to be angry all the time. And I definitely don't want to go off on somebody else like I did with Carly today.
What was that about, anyway?
She told me to stay away from you.
Well, that's not Carly's call to make.
Well, I still shouldn't have grabbed her. I mean, that's proof that this is a bad idea. You would not even be here standing, talking to me right now if Baldwin hadn't scammed you into giving me a second chance.
I know what I'm doing.
Look, you were trying to take care of your parents. I don't blame you for that. But Lulu, Baldwin signed the papers. You're not obligated to him, me, or anybody else. You're free to be with whoever you want.
Texting your girlfriend?
You shouldn't have brought Lulu here.
Yeah? Well, you shouldn't have ran off. But I guess we know where to find you when you do.
Okay, listen to me. Lulu was here. She took off with Johnny Zakara again, and then Zakara's men picked her up. She was in the Zakara house.
Yeah, as soon as Sonny got there, he had her sent home.
I don't understand. If Anthony's not in charge, how can he have his men
Trevor
pick her
Lansing
up?
is running the Zakara organization. He can only do that by hiding the fact that Anthony's absolutely crazy.
So Trevor had Lulu picked up.
Right, so Johnny would come back home. Anthony is obsessed with his son. And you know what? Trevor uses Johnny to keep Anthony calm and manageable.
So all those trips to Port Charles was just so Johnny could get away from his crazy father.
And if anything happens to Johnny, Trevor loses all control over Anthony.
Which explains why Trevor was so weirdly overprotective of Johnny telling me to keep Lulu away from him. Huh. You know, he made Johnny out to be the crazy one, when Anthony's the nut job, and Johnny's basically in the unfortunate position of being a bargaining chip.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's not like Johnny's completely normal. I mean, he's a little off. Why wouldn't he be? You know, he's the son of a mob boss. Been around violence his whole life. Are you sure Michael and Morgan are okay?
I can check with the guards again.
I'm just thinking how Johnny is basically a hostage for his father. I don't want that to happen to Michael and Morgan.
You, Senate. This is the last time that I get picked up by your men.
You just might want to get your own bodyguards in, right? But that might send out a message that you're not just Anthony Zakhar's mouthpiece. And that would ruin the arrangement you've worked so hard to keep quiet. You guys go ahead and go, because I got some business to take care of. It's a nice little setup you got going there, Trevor. Zakhar's out of his mind, so you step in and run his organization. You get all the power, none of the blame. And I'm sure you found a way to make him think that he's calling the shots. Every threat you make, every hit that you order, he thinks it's coming from him. But I sure as hell know better. And I want you to know that that threat for me to step aside unless my family's gonna pay, that came from you. Now, I'm gonna give you my answer.
On the next General Hospital.
Sonny knows that Trevor's running the organization. It's possible Trevor might back off.
Poor Charles is mine.
What makes you think you have a choice?
Come on.
Watch weekdays on ABC, weeknights on SoapNet.